still has them. He keeps people. It's a secret now we gotta share. It's a secret because I whispered. Shh. Secrets make friends. Let's have more fun. You guys want to have some more fun? Yeah! Because this next guy is a barrel full of fucking laughs. Put your hands together for Patrick Scott! So I'm into whatever you guys are into sexually. I don't care how crazy it is. If I don't believe in it, you could go ahead and do it. Because I don't care. Like, I stumbled across this article online. This guy said he had sex with 999 cars. And my first reaction was like, okay, buddy, do what you gotta do. Whatever you gotta do, fuck cars, whatever. I'm fine with that. You know, because like, people are like, where am I going with this? I just saw this guy, and the thing was, you know, like he said he had sex with 999 cars. Unless this guy's Jay Leno, that means he's fucking other people's cars. And I'm not okay with that. That's when it started getting real for me. But you know, like, I was trying not to judge him too harshly, because who amongst us has not fallen in love with an inanimate object at one point of our lives? You know, that guy apparently is rubbing the back. What did you fall in love with, sir, that was inanimate? A guitar? How did you have sex with this guitar? Oh my God, how was that? We've all had relationships with inanimate objects, like women. I'm sure you've fallen in love with a few vibrators and dildos in your time. Maybe not. And guys, who amongst us hasn't fucked a couch? Or maybe that's just something I say into a microphone hoping your response will validate things I've done. I don't know. Yeah. And you know what? When I started thinking about this guy fucking 999 cars, how did those cars give consent? I don't think they did. I think this guy raped 999 Volkswagens. Because I don't think a car can give consent unless it's 18 years old or 30,000 miles, whatever comes first. That's a dumb one. People talk about Barbies and how bad they are for little girls because they give them bad, body issues trying to live up to Barbie. You know what? Well, fuck the body issues. That girl had like 14 successful careers. That's a lot of pressure on young girls too. You mean this woman's a doctor, a spaceman, and works at McDonald's? That's a lot to live up to. I played with G.I. Joes. That guy had one job. I played with Ninja Turtles. Those guys didn't have no jobs. They just played with nunchucks in the basement and ate pizza. I think they might have smoked some pot, because I have a friend who does the exact same thing. That's my Barbie thing. I live next to a high school, and it's incredibly dangerous. It's incredibly dangerous because half the chicks driving around a high school are high school drivers, and these young chicks are taking selfies 100% of the time now. I almost got hit by 2 chicks taking a selfie while I was trying to go buy groceries today. That would have been my grandpa would never have understood how that could have been possible. My great-grandfather. How'd you die, Patrick? You're up in the clouds with us now. Well, 2 girls were driving in a car, and they put up their their microscopic camera and decided to take pictures of themselves they're going to send all across the world, but they weren't paying attention to little old me crossing the street. That would blow his mind that was possible. The same way if I were to tell that same guy who's from 1920, what I do with my phone in the bathroom, I would blow his mind. What do you do, wrap the cord around it? How do you do it? No, it's shit that you'll never understand, old man. Get the fuck out of here. I saw this commercials for it was a drug. It was an ADHD bipolar drug that they're having lawsuits about now because young men who took it started developing what they described as female breasts. And I was like, wow, you know what? Young men with female breasts, let me make it feel a little better for you. Let's look at the silver lining of this. You got female breasts, I know a lot of guys out there who'd like to be a lot of girls out there who would kill for a free set of tits, You think this is a bad thing. I think you just got a 50% off coupon to a sex change, young man, and I think you need to fucking think about it. And you know what? Honestly, young man, I know how it feels. I used to be fat in high school. I know how having tits around a bunch of other young men can be like. It's awful. They pick them, they flick them and touch them. It's not good. So that's not going to be good. But when you get older and your car breaks down, you're going to be thankful you got that sweet pair of knockers. Because people pull over for you when you have nice breasts. I assume. Football's coming back, everybody. Who's excited about that? I'm pretty excited. Except for that football analyst shit, I hate that. Like, I was watching a bunch of men talking the other day about football on the TV, and one guy said, you know what, the good trait in a quarterback? It's a short memory. And I was like, well, thank God for all that head trauma then. Because all those quarterbacks are slowly becoming better quarterbacks. I remember Steve Young and Troy Aikman had to quit being quarterbacks because they became such good quarterbacks. They couldn't remember shit. I don't know. That was so much more funny when I thought about it. That's what this book is. This is a book of things that are a lot more funny when I thought about them than they are in actuality. I'm pretty fucking dumb. I'm just coming out there. I'm saying that I'm dumb. When I was little, like that movie Outbreak about Ebola going all over the world, I saw a commercial for it where they had like a monkey in a cage, the one with the Ebola virus, and he scratched the pet keeper's arm, like just ripped open his arm and then ran out. And it was a trailer for the movie, so the next scene was like one of those red clouds just enveloping the United States, like how they do in Outbreak movies. And young Patrick Scott thought this was a bunch of killer monkeys that were slowly making their way across country and killing people. And he said, Patrick, how long did you think that? I just learned about that like last fucking week. That there was an outbreak of killer monkeys in the late 80s. I'm now way mid-90s. I'm all over the place with my dates, guys. Don't punish me. That shit's not even true. Anyway. I was with my nephew, and he was eating. He was trying, I was talking to my sister, and he was eating dinner, and she's like, make sure you eat your vegetables. You haven't even touched your macaroni and cheese. And it offended me deeply, because that day earlier, I was stealing food at a Safeway so I could eat something. And like my grandma used to always tell me, like, you know what? Eat all your food, because there's kids in China that are starving right now. And I wish my grandma would have told me, Patrick, eat your vegetables, because like in 20 years you're going to be starving right now. I don't know. I'm not moving on that one. I don't have anything. Well, I was stumbling across the internet, and I stumbled across this article. A guy was on trial for murder, and he wanted to wear a turtleneck to his court case. He wanted to wear a turtleneck because he had murder tattooed on his throat. Yeah. First of all, I think he did it. And second of all, I'm going to question this guy's commitment to murder. Because if you're really into murder, you don't get murder tattooed on your throat. That gives you away as a murderer. Thus cut in your killing time. If this guy was really into murder, he would have got something less ambiguous, like one of those stick-figure families on there. Yeah, see, because if a guy approaches your dark alley with a stick-figure family on his throat, you'd go, oh, and then he'd stab you, and he'd be a successful murderer. And you know what? I don't care. Maybe we should just all arrest anybody who decides to permanently ink a violent crime into their skin. I don't care if you got murder on your throat or rape on your thigh, vehicular manslaughter is a tramp stamp. I don't care. I think you belong in jail. That's it for me. I'm Patrick Scott. Good night.
Patrick Scott, everybody. Isn't that a Tupac song? Murder on the throat, rape on the thigh. I could be wrong. I don't know. This next guy's from Kansas, and well, we let him tell jokes anyway. He talks a little slow, but he's real funny. Put your hands together for Weston, Unruh.
Yeah! Thanks, Jason. Thanks, Pateros Creek. I am from Kansas, not by choice. No one gets to choose where they're born, right? Think I can do this? The table has to be on my right side in case that. Quit filming. God damn it.
No one's
see that
paying
double rainbow over there tonight? You may see it? Yeah. Fuck you, I didn't. I'm colorblind, okay? So all the assholes out there taking pictures of it, that's like just running and doing like lunges by a guy in a wheelchair. Being like, yeah, this is so awesome, my legs work. Because Because you can see colors, I can't. It's a handicap. I've been saying this for a while, guys. Fuck you guys. It's the last night of potatoes. I don't care. I started doing comedy at this spot, only we used to stand over there. And I came for a few months and just watched people like point at pictures in the toy box and the dartboards. And I was like, oh, that's all they do for comedy? I can do that. Point and shit and make jokes. So I wanted to do a joke that I started. This is how funny I thought I was when I started. I told a joke about my baby's dick for like 5 minutes, and now I'm going to do it again to end the show. I have, I don't know, he's a certain number of months old. At a certain point, you just have to quit like trying to remember how many months old your kid is. But when you're getting ready to have a child and you find out it's a boy, the most important decision that you have to make, especially as a father, is what are we going to do with that little bit of extra skin that comes on his dick that God just puts on there and delivers him? You know, nature's saran wrap, it comes pre-packaged in it. A lot of people don't put a lot of thought into this, right? They spend more time thinking about what color fucking blue to paint his room. Like, no, that, like just different shades and comparing shades, and they're like, what shade is the right shade? No, we're cutting that off. We're definitely cutting that off. No thought there. But what color of blue are we going to paint this kid's room? That's the important decision. Not a piece of skin that we're going to chop off of his little baby dick. I'm going to do this for 5 minutes, guys. Talking about a baby's dick, my baby's dick. It's a big decision, right? Especially because you're making it for somebody else. None of us got to decide, which I think is bullshit, right? I'd like to sit down, have a cup of coffee, make a pro-con list, weigh it out, really take it for a spin in the shower, see if, you know, it's better with the skin on, with the skin off. I don't know. Mike tells me it's better the other way, but he doesn't know. He still has his. I don't. How do we know for sure, right? Does it get bigger if you leave it on there? That's what I've been telling people. Well, they cut some off, so it's stunted the growth. Does all that extra skin get tangled up in your legs at night? You know, like a bed sheet on a hot summer night. Just tangled up. That's what Mike told me. It gets tangled up in his fucking legs. Like my dick's so big. And I just keep like my dick's small. I got circumcised. You know, I gotta figure this shit out. That's obviously a joke. My dick is huge. It's gigantic. Think it through into that part of the joke. Alright. So, as part of thinking it through, like you really have these conversations with family, and if you move from a place like Kansas or you grew up there, when you mention you might not do that, people look at you like you're thinking about joining the Mormon church. They're like, what? Why wouldn't you do that? Everybody does it. So you like really wrestle it through, and what people tell you is like, well, it's a cleanliness issue. It's keep it clean, right? Well, that makes sense if you don't have things like running water and soap. That makes a lot of sense. But yeah, chop it off so it stays cleaner. Can you imagine, was it Abraham? I gotta get with Bennett later, get my Bible knowledge. The first guy who was like with a group of people wandering around in the desert, and then he heard from God. That little piece of skin's really pissing me off. It's gotta go. We gotta get that off. And everyone's like, what the fuck am I going to tell these people? Cut part of their dick off? I think they had like a really cleanliness issue, and that was the only way they could convince people that they had to get it done, was, well, God told us you have to do that. A bunch of dumb fuckers wandering around in the desert, they're like, well, we got to do it. God said it, right? Same way we made up Santa, same thing. Santa Claus made up, just like, I'm telling you, this was good like 8 months ago when I started. Imagine if we were today, right, and it wasn't a thing, and you're sitting in a church service, right, and you're just a faithful churchgoer, just sitting in church service, right, with your family, you got your little 1-year-old sitting there with you, and the pastor comes on stage and he says, good news, guys. I got a message from God this week in my prayer time, and apparently we've been really pissing him off. So there's a little procedure we all have to go through in order to get on God's good side. We're gonna just the men, just the males though, not the women, because their vaginas are self-cleaning. But you know, they're not really. They should clean this carefully. But if I'm sitting in that church service and some guy comes up and says, God wants you to do this, I'm getting the fuck out. Let's go, honey. Get the kid, diaper bag, get the fuck out. These people are nuts, right? That's my thought. God damn, this joke goes nowhere, doesn't it? That's why I'm religion sucks. That's part of the joke. I think they missed a great opportunity. I think it's laziness. Just to chop it off, to keep it clean. They could have been known as the people with the best genital hygiene. Instead, they decided to cut it off. Just clean it. Wash it with soap. That's all I'm saying. Don't do it, guys. That's it. Whatever. Fuck Pateros. Fuck you and your beers. $5. Come on. Woo! Come on up. Keep it on for Captain Jason and Kevin, who hosted the show. We really appreciate everything you guys have done. You know what we're doing, guys. Weston, Unruh!
Whenever I try